Hi, thanks for tuning in to this video. Apologies for the sound quality of my voice. I'm just doing this through my laptop microphone rather than my normal microphone. So I hope it's not too bad. What I thought I'd do is just a quick roundup of kind of like some of the best free DAWs, DAWs that are out there on the market at the moment. Well, we're all sat at home doing nothing, and you want to get into a bit of music tech, or you want to kind of try a different DAW to the one that you're using, then there are some pretty good alternatives out there, and some of these free ones are rather good to say the least. I'm not going to do an in-depth review on all of them. This video would last for 3 days for me to do that. I'll just go through the basic features, put some links into them. What I would suggest is you just go and try them all out and see which one works best for you. I'm an Ableton Live user. I think just on that as well, and I think Logic are doing it as well during the coronavirus thing. They are doing 90-day free trials on those. So if you want to try those out for 3 months as well, go and check those out. A lot of places are doing much more extended kind of free trial stuff. Great thing about some of these DAWs as well, these free ones, is they do come with a lot of free content, a lot of loops and samples and so on. So I mean, it's if you want a bit of inspiration, then just worth getting in for the free loops. I mean, what I'll often do is I'll work with, in some of these, I'll get the loops from them, get a little idea going, then I'll export it and I'll work in Ableton Live, which is my main DAW. So, there's a lot of free stuff out there to keep us entertained, not just while we're all on lockdown and quarantine, but in general times anyway. So, we're going to start with Cakewalk by BandLab. I'm going to come back to BandLab as well later on, because we're going to look at a couple of online DAWs that are out there as well. So, this is basically a free version of a DAW called Sonar, which is the first DAW I used. I started off with Cakewalk Studio version, whatever it was, but it's then turned into Sonar, and it got up to about, I think, X2 or X3 or something, which was like £300-400 to buy. And they've now, it's now free. And I mean, out of all of them, because I'm familiar with this one, I think this one is probably the best. But I'll put the links to all these in the description so you can go through. These are just their websites where you download the stuff from, and it just sort of goes through all the features, etc. Sonar, Cakewalk, whatever you want to call it, does come with a lot of free stuff and a lot of very, very sexy plugins and stuff. And you can put your own in. You can put your own VSTs, etc. in your own plugins. I think, if I remember rightly, the only downside with this, it is only for Windows. So sorry, Mac people, you don't get this. So you should be using Windows. So that is, so let's just bring that up on the screen so you can just kind of see the user interface, which is there. So I mean, they're all going to look fairly similar. Obviously, we've all got different windows we can open and close. I mean, this is very familiar to me because I use this a lot, although I've not used it for a long, long time. You've got different views. Obviously, you can bring up your console with your mix. I mean, very, very sexy looking user interface. You can, if I remember rightly, you can undock these somehow, if I remember. Because then if you've got like 2 windows, I can't remember how you do it. No. But anyway, you can somewhere. So you can kind of bring them up and down. You've got these open at the bottom. And I think as well, with a lot of these, I think most of these DAWs, you can have more than one project open at a time, which is something that Ableton Live really should be able to do. Because you can only have one project open at a time, and these will just come up as different tabs, as different projects. So you can have all different windows open down here. You've got this thing at the side called the inspector, which gives you kind of info on specific tracks. You get this thing called Pro Channel, where you have all your EQs and so on. You can have your faders and etc. in there. There we go, it's there. So I can undock that. So if I'm using like a dual screen display, I can drag that over onto the other screen and have that as full screen while I've got my other work over here, or you can have it on full screen on here. So with full screen, got a very, very sexy outlook kind of design. You've got all your EQs and so on. So great piece of kit, that one. And it's something that I do still use alongside Ableton Live every now and then. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Just one word of warning on this one. When you install it, you'll be using this thing called BandLab Assistant. Now, when I first tried to install this, it wouldn't download. It just kept kind of restarting and not downloading, because you have to do it through here. You don't do it through their website, because if you click on download, so I've got way too much stuff going off on here. Yeah, if you go onto here and you download it, it will download that assistant. What you've got to make sure you do is right-click it and run it as administrator. Otherwise, it won't download it. I spent ages trying to get it downloaded. So right-click, run as administrator, and you'll be good to go. And that will take you into BandLab as well, which is an online one, which I'm going to look at shortly. So yeah, Sonar comes with a hell of a lot of stuff. Mixing, mastering, everything else. And a few synths and drum machines and so on. So that's probably my favourite out of the bunch, but I'm a bit biased because I've used that quite a lot in the past. If we have a look at this one next. So this is by a company called Traction. It's called Waveform. They do a free version and a paid version, which is this one here. Okay. And again, this is just the website. This one looks a little bit different to the others. Quite again, nice, sexy user interface. There's different ideas that you can do with it, and then you can compare what you get between the paid version and the free version. He says, click on that. That gonna work? Don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at the thing itself. So, kind of got a slightly different look to some of the others. What I like on this is this little eye thing here, and you can choose. This is the layout of it. You can choose which bits you see. So if you click on these, it kind of brings in the different windows. You've got your piano roll. You've got like your mixing console down here. You've got your transport over there. So that's like with everything open. And then obviously you can just design your screen how you want it. It sounds on new plugins. How exciting! And they all come with different with a demo, or most of them, so you can have a listen to what they sound like. Obviously, you can resize, etc., etc. So that is Waveform. There we go. This is what you get. So I think with this one as well, you can, if I remember rightly, use your own VSTs on this. This is kind of like compatible with anything: Mac, Windows, Raspberry Pi, Linux, however you say it. And you get instruments and effects and so on with it. I mean, all of these have enough to keep you going. I had a quick play with it. It does take a bit of a while to get your head around it because it's a little bit different to other stuff, but pretty cool looking kind of thing at the end of the day for free, which is always good. Obviously, you've always got the option to upgrade, sorry, should you wish. There's a different project there. Again, with this one, as we mentioned, the one you can have more than one project open at a time. I've got 3 open there. Again, very, very useful. So come on, Ableton, give us that ability to be able to do that, particularly for playing live. That's something you really, really want to do. So that is Waveform free. What have we got next? We'll do Pro Tools. Right, let me just clear this away. So I've just got a bit more space. Go away, yes. Right, so Pro Tools do a free version called Pro Tools First. And again, this is the comparison on their website of what you get and what you don't get. So you've got a free version, you've got the Pro Tools, which is $30 a month, which actually is not bad, or the all singing or dancing version. So this is basically going to tell you what you get and what you don't get compared to the other versions. So obviously it's limited on number of tracks. Can't do video tracks. But again, we get 23 plugins included, which is pretty cool. Over 3 gigabytes of sounds. And if you want to get into the world of Pro Tools, because Pro Tools is Pro Tools, this is a great way of doing it. I'm going to come back to that in a sec. I'm not sure if this is loaded or not. There we go. And you get a few templates with this as well. This is like the electronic template. Again, looking very, very similar to the other sort of stuff. But you're getting your free stuff in here. You're going to get some loops and so on. So yeah, if you want to kind of get into the basics of the world of Pro Tools, and Pro Tools first is quite a cool way to start getting into that. It's a bit of a faff, I found, to install. You've got to have this. I mean, some of them, actually, most of them are quite a faff to install, if I'm being honest, because of like copyright things. Go away. For this one, you have to install this iLock manager thing, which I'll show you on the screen if it would work, but it's not going to work. So yeah, you just got to bear with it. Once it's in, it's in. But yeah, it's a bit of a fiddle to get it in there. And then the last one of the full-featured DAWs, DAWs or DAWs, is Studio One, and their free version is called Studio One Prime. Again, you're going to get a gig of loops and samples. This is for 64-bit operating systems only, but it is Mac and PC. Again, you've got your technical specifications, and actually the full version is not massively expensive to buy the artist version, or you go into this one. But you know, to get into the to start off with the free version, it's pretty cool. And this is what it looks like. Again, similar to all the others. Go away. Pro Tools Red doesn't want to close. You've got browser over here, instruments, effects, loops. I mean, I think this one comes with a basic. I think the only instrument with this, you get kind of like a basic sampler with but there are a load of sounds and presets in it, but no actual synths, I don't think, with this one. And you can't, if I remember rightly, with this one, use your own VSTs. I think this one and Pro Tools, you can't use your own VSTs. So if you've got a load of your own VSTs, then I would go with either Waveform or Cakewalk, the Sonar one. So that's Studio One, and again, you can change your view depending on what you want to see and what you don't want to see. This is like a demo track that comes in it, and resize and all the usual sort of stuff. So they're the ones that you're going to actually install onto your computer. There are a couple of online versions as well, which I think actually are pretty useful. If I could close this flipping thing down. No, I don't want to save it. Go away. It's still not closing. Bugger off, Pro Tools. Right. So first of the online ones is BandLab. So the BandLab Assistant will, if you go into the Apps tab here, so we've got BandLab here, and we've got Cakewalk, the Sonar version. So this is where you would like to do your downloads and updates, etc., etc. So if we go over to BandLab first, now both of these you need to use the Chrome browser. They don't work on other browsers. So come on, BandLab. They're going to load. So basically go to bandlab.com, or you can launch it from this thing here. And here we've got a new project. Now again, you've got quite a lot of loops. You've got some instruments. And again, these are all free. The great thing with these online ones is you don't have to install them on your computer. So it's not taking up any memory. Everything is kept kind of online in the cloud. And it does mean that you can sort of work at different places. As long as you've got an internet connection and your computer with you, you can kind of log on, so particularly if you're like working at home and then perhaps at school or something, you can just log into your account and all your stuff is there, which is very cool. It makes it very, very portable. Again, it's cross-platform. They do an iPad version of this. I think there's an Android version as well, if I remember rightly. It pretty much goes on everything. You've got various different instruments. I mean, there's enough to keep going with these. The drum machine's quite cool. I had to play with this the other day. There's some nice... Actually, if you go on drum pads, we've got the 606 kit, we've got quite a nice 808 and a 909 kit. I mean, the boom on that is pretty sexy. And then, it's just the same kind of usual sort of thing of okay, so there's a hit right there. Again, we've got loops, all kind of, I mean, these are all your loop packs. I mean, there is absolutely tons of stuff in here. And they're all kind of tempo based. All you can do is you can drag and drop into here. He says you've got to make sure you've got a decent internet connection. Though. There we go. Let's just find a beat. I'm going to get rid of that. And so on. So yeah, I mean, there's absolutely tons of content in this one, and it's a very nice kind of clean, simple sort of user interface as well. I find with this one, out of all the ones I've used, I think BandLab is probably the easiest to get straight into. There's a lot you can do with it. Very, very simple, nice and clean interface. You've got options for putting like notes and lyrics and stuff in. And with it being online, you can collaborate easily and keep everything sort of nice and neat in one place. You've got quite a few effects, distortion, some fuzz and reverb and dynamics modulation, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's one online option. Another one is Soundation, which looks like this. Again, quite a clean user interface. I've used Soundation quite a lot. I use this quite a lot for teaching in schools. This is a recreation of Stranger Things that somebody's done, just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. It actually sounds pretty cool. So this is using just all the internal sounds and everything you get. And you get like a virtual analog synth with loads of presets. Drum machines and fairly big loop library as well, which is all over here. And so on. Okay, so there's a couple of online options as well. So I will put links to all of these in the video description. I know this is quite a lot of just me talking and showing you stuff, but that's the whole point of this video. So yeah, you know, hopefully that's of interest to you. If you want to try out some different DAWs, or indeed just go and get a load of free content, download all these and have fun. What I will do is, I think I'm going to start next week kind of like a bit of a beginner's guide to drum beat programming. I'll probably do it in BandLab, I think, just to show people how to use that, and we'll just do program a load of beats in different styles, some drum and bass and trap and all that kind of stuff. So keep an eye out for that series. That's coming up next. Okay, thanks for watching. Share the videos around, like, subscribe, use your things, click the bell so you get notifications when I upload new videos. If you want some free, exclusive free stuff, then click on the link to subscribe to my Patreon, and you'll get some free stuff. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.